Okay, everybody. Y'all remember how full this bag was? This is it. This is all that is left. This much of I had two very similar balls, partial balls of this color. I had the red partial ball. I had this color, and I had this color. And so what we have is this is a free pattern on Instagram. I'll link it down below. I forgot to look at the name, but it's a little mini loaf cat. It doesn't have any legs or feet. It goes really quickly, and when you're making it, you feel like you're making a bee. But anyway, that is done. And so what I did was I didn't have that much of any of these, but I striped in the beigey color just to be able to make it fully. And then this is my little turtle design that I've been working on. He's got stuff on his face. I've been working on this little turtle design and made that up with the red and some of the beige. And there that is. So really, I just have this available, and I'm going to probably use this because I want to find some more jellycat patterns, and usually they have brown legs, so I'm going to save this for that. But anyway, that's it. I have used up most of what was in the bag, this bag. Now, there's still plenty of yarn in the other bag that I need to work on. So I'm thinking of making with that Bernat blanket another cloud, the Jellycat Amusable Cloud, and using this for some legs. So that's what I'm considering right now. All right, that's where I'm at. This is the beginning of a new crafty week. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Okay, guys, I changed my mind, and I actually made something with this yarn. I didn't save it for the Jellycat project. I still think it's enough to do a Jellycat project because all you need it for is the legs. But I will show you shortly what I ended up making. All right, let me show you what book I'm using right now. So I think I was watching Kelly from Crochet Mom for Life, and she mentioned Strawberry Bonnie Crochet, and I went over to her channel, and she has been working her way through these books. There are 3 of them. There's one for sea animals, which I already owned, and then after watching Bonnie, I got this one, the mini animals one, and then there's a mini birds one. And so what's cool about these, they are really small, but if you make them in a velvet or a blanket, you're going to get a bigger project. So that's what I'm doing. I am going to make these. I'm not sure how many of them I'll get done, but I already made the bear, and I will begin to work on, I think right now I'm about to work on the rabbit. For the bear, I use the ice yarn, so it's not huge, but it's bigger than it would have been if I made it in acrylic. It's a nice, substantial piece. And for the rabbit, I am going to go ahead and use that creamy colored blanket yarn. All right, guys, I'll keep you posted. What's cool about this is all of them have the same body for the most part. And then you just change arms, legs, and head and facial features. So, yeah, really simple stuff, really quick. And I think these are going to make for great market makes. All right, I'll see you in the next clip. Hey, guys, time for some lunch break crochet. I had gotten the head and body done for the, for the bunny at home. So on my lunch break, I started the next step, which was to sew together the head and body. You see me using those plushy pins. I bought those. I didn't make those. I wasn't making them when I bought those. And yeah, so they really do help, even though I think I still ended up, and I think it's because of the way I placed the feet. You'll see it looks like the bunny's kind of looking off to the side. But I'm just trying to show you a little bit of how I sew things in. I used to do it differently, but I find doing it the way I do it now is a little more stable. Anyway, man, that break I took, I feel like I lost some of my skills, so I'm trying to build them back up when it comes to making amigurumi. Anyway, it's a nice pattern. I think the sewing together for these patterns, though, is a lot. If you're thinking about market makes. I don't mind sewing things together, but I'm thinking I'm still going to make them for the market, but I don't think other people will want to do these as market makes because there is a ton of sewing. But yeah, anyway, I enjoyed the pattern. I enjoyed the yarn. You will see shortly that I did get it done, and I moved on and I started making another one of the patterns in the book. And now my wrists are hurting. So I was sitting on the couch. I didn't sit in my lovely chair. That's what I should have done. Anyway, so I'll be working fast and furiously over the next several weeks because today I found out that I was accepted into a show that I applied for. It's called the Black Market Flea, and it is I think it's going to be huge. I'm really nervous about it. I usually vend with Vickie from Gotcha Hooked. Hey, Vickie. But she's not going to be vending with me. It's a weekend that she has prior commitments. But, so I'm going to be doing this by myself. I'll recruit people to help. I think, my husband's going to come. But I think this is one of these things where we're going to need quite a bit of help because if you look at their Instagram feed, it looks like these things are fairly crowded and there's going to be a lot of people. So I'm really trying to make as much inventory as I can. This will be the most expensive market I have ever signed up for. I never signed, but I think that you have to, and I started out this year or ended last year thinking I need to pay for some more expensive markets because what I hope and what I assume is that it means we are going to have a big crowd and an opportunity to make a lot of money. So anyway, I finished sewing it together. I moved on and made some of the other parts. And shortly I'm putting everything away at this point. But shortly you are going to see me. You're going to see it shortly in the following clip. Anyway, good progress. Wanted to show you what the bunny is going to look like. They made it in several different sizes, and I made it in blanket yarn. All right, guys, here you go. This is all that is left of the white. And then all we have left in this bag, or it's like a creamy Bernat blanket. And all we have left over here is a little bit of red and a little bit of brown. So that's where we're at. I'm going to show you what I made. Hold on. So I made the rabbit from the book. That's the bunny. That does look weird. I guess that's the brown reflection off of it. But that's the bunny. And here's the bear. So the bear is made with that ice yarn number 5. It's just like, it's akin to Himalaya Dolphin Baby, Premier Parfait Chunky. I think also like the Posh is about the same size as all of that. So there's the bear, and here is the bunny with Bernat blanket. So yeah, moving along. I'm going to show you my other turtle that I made, another iteration of my turtle. Hold on. Okay, so this was the first iteration of the turtle. That's where it's definitely, I want the feet to be like this. But I felt like the petals weren't prominent enough. But again, the problem with this design, or maybe it's not a problem, I really wanted it to be no-sew, but it's low-sew because you do have to sort of whip stitch the bottom together at the end because of the way I constructed it. So then I moved on because I wanted the petals to be more prominent. I also wanted the turtle to be more, oh wait, no, this is not it. That's the third one. This is the second one. And so it's got the same kind of bottom. And I made the petals more prominent. And they do stand up pretty well on their own. You can't see it because this is not a good surface, but they were all on my desk in previous video, I think, and you were able to see it. So here's that one. And I said I wish I had started the brown a little bit sooner because to give the hint of the feel of a sunflower turtle. In addition, I wanted a petal to be right here. So I moved on and I decided to try. I was watching Pam from Pamela's Crochet and Knit Corner. Hey, Pam. And she was making dinos, and when she talked about how a part of it was constructed, she made it from a YouTube video tutorial. And I thought, well, maybe I can do it like that. So I created my 4 legs, my 4 little legs, and I made a brown piece and I crocheted them to it and then moved up. So you can see like how they sit, the legs kind of sit out to the side, and that's a way to go. But I think I really prefer these legs. So it's just going to be a no-sew, I think. A low-sew, not a no-sew. I think that's what we're going to land. And when you saw the red one in the previous video, I did figure out how to fix this part. Sorry about that. Be right back. So, yeah, TV popped on. I had just paused it. But, yeah, I figured out how to get this. If you remember how the red one looks, I do have a petal right here now. So, yeah, it's been kind of fun to try and figure out how to make this turtle. But when I look at this now, I'm like, oh, it's not that bad. You know, at first I was like, ugh, I don't really like it because the legs stick out. But really, honestly, it's not that bad. And it's low to the ground like a turtle should be. And again, I figured out how to get the petal in the right spot on this one. So this was turtle number 1. This one is turtle number 2. And this is the 3rd iteration of the turtle. We'll keep working on it, but I think they're cute. They're coming along. Anyway, the only one that I wouldn't sell is actually this one because look at those. That's a jacked up embroidery job. So I'll keep this one as a documentation of my journey to making my own turtle pattern. Alright, that's it. That's all. That's what we got. Talk back. So I'm doing great with this yarn bag challenge, y'all. I'm getting it used up, but I'm getting kind of bored because I really want to do other things and I want to do some specific patterns, but it means starting another ball of yarn, and I'm really trying to first use up what I showed you guys initially. So let's look at where the bag is at this point. Hold on. Y'all, Bella has the zoomies, so you'll hear in the background. But first, we still have the hippo that I need to finish up. I still have the dragon that we need to finish up. And then we have this giant ball of, I think this is Chanel Home Swim in the colorway Sand. We still have a ton of this. And we've got the jellyfish that we still haven't found the solution. I did check and my Michaels is completely out of the yellow. So I think it's gonna, honestly, I probably should just have used, wait, I think I made a mistake. I probably should have just used this to finish up that. So I think that's what we're gonna end up doing, is using this little piece to finish up that. I'm probably gonna regret making that rabbit now that I think about it. But anyway, because I think I only have like 2 tentacles made and I need, I think 8. Oh boy. Okay, we'll figure it out. So that is what is left, plus yeah, plus this bag. So as you can see, we are making progress on this yarn bag challenge. Okay, anyway, that's it. That's all for the regional challenge. Okay, everybody, also, I want to show you what I finished. Hold on. I have been using this book. So these are mini amigurumi animals, 26 tiny creatures to crochet by Sarah Abendino. And this is, I think I already said it, but there is a, wait, I have one of them right here. There is a mini bird one. There's a mini sea creature one, which is somewhere around here. But I got this one. And I have been working out of it. So far, I have made 3 things. Let me show you what I made. I have made, I like how they do this. They show all of the designs. And I have made the rabbit. I have made the bear. And I just now finished the pig. Okay. Anyway, let me show you. I'm using, well, the rabbit you guys already saw, but I'll show it again. So here's the rabbit. And that is with the Bernat blanket. Just kind of looking off to the side. Oh my God. Okay, here's the rabbit. There's the rabbit. Next up, actually that rabbit is the second thing I made. I made the bear first. And here's the bear, y'all. I just got her, my skills. I always struggle with symmetry, but the fact that I haven't really been doing this is why I'm gonna keep doing it, because I have been doing a lot of these no-sew situations and I'm losing my skills. So let me go back to sewing some things so I can get it together. But this is the bear. And the reason why I'm saying, you know, that these people probably don't want to do these for market makes because of all the sewing, because you sew everything. You make the body and the head, sew them together. The forearms, the tail if it has one, and they mostly do, and then the 2 ears. It's a lot of sewing, but as you can see, I use safety noses and safety eyes and a safety nose. And this yarn here is actually the rest of that, what is it? Good gracious, I'm doing this a lot. Ice yarn. I think it's called Luxe Velour or something like that. I still have some left, which I'll use for jellycat legs. But yeah, so I did that. And then I used the Hirschner Squishy, which I think is very akin to the Sweet Snuggles, the Posh, all of that. Except it's very much also like that Himalaya Dolphin Baby. It's like Paintbox has a plushy yarn, and it's like the I think the Premier Parfait Chunky. It sheds like the Dickens, but I just love the result. This is so cute. So this is the pig. I did it not in a light pink, but in a hot pink. And it's all done. So I love how it came out. It's very cute. I like the size of it. And so the difference between these two is not huge. These are both classified, I think, as number 5s. And then, of course, the Bernat blanket is a number 6. So you can see the difference here. If I had made this in one of these types of yarns, it would be around about the same size. All right, so that's it for this clip. I'll see you in the next one. Well, looky, guys. All right, look at how the bag is looking now. So from the original things that were in the bag, this is what we're down to. This Chanel Home Slim, the Sweet Snuggles Hippo, and the Sweet Snuggles Dragon Ball. I'm gonna go and get those other balls that I showed you from before, that are in my granny's closet bag, and throw them in. And of course, there's yarns that I have added because I needed them to use to complete the project. So I'll add some more yarns in, but we will always come back to what was originally in here for this particular challenge. So we are coming along. I think it is going to take probably 2 to 3 weeks for me to really use up all these pieces, but it's really coming along. So you see what's missing is the jellyfish, and I will show you guys that one. I need to do kind of an outdoor shot of it. It is huge, and I might get Steve to help me so you can really see it, or I'll use a tripod so you guys can see it. But that is what's the major thing missing. In addition, all of that Bernat blanket, the cream one, I'll show you here. So these are the scraps that are left, and that's all that is left of the Bernat blanket, the cream color. So yeah, this is where we're at, and yeah, lots of progress. And I was off today, so I got a chance to do quite a bit of crocheting. I thought I would do more, but I think I told you guys my husband had cataract surgery on one of his eyes about a month ago. Well, today was the second eye, so I was off today so that I could take him and do all the things. Well, I had a lot of time to sit, so that's when I pretty much made most of the piggy parts. Well, no, I didn't. I made the pig and the body, the head and body at home. I sewed it together while I was at the hospital, and I made the ears. And I ran into somebody I hadn't seen in a while, so I chatted with her. I also ate breakfast and was on social media for a bit as well. So I did not crochet the entire wait time, but cataract surgery is not that long, so that's not like I had hours and hours. But anyway, I came home, I took Bella to the dog park, I had to pick up some medicine for Steve and some food and all of that stuff. So really, I finished up the pig after the surgery, and then I decided to do some organization of my clothing. It was all over the place. And then I got back to crocheting in my little chair. So yeah, this is where we are at. I'm going to put all the rest of the yarns that were kind of added back in here as well, because we may end up using them. So I think I know at least one project that I'm going to do with this one, because that's huge. I've got to do something pretty substantial, I think, right? I think I need to do, I don't know, but I'm going to try to use a lot of it up on one project, I think. Anyway, that's it. That's all for now. I'll talk back soon. Bye. Go. Alright, so I ran out of this one. This is the Fluffy Flex. I ended up finding this, which is Premier, what is it? It's Premier Parfait Chunky with the pom-pom. I think it's the pom-pom Premier Parfait Chunky, and I had one in yellow. I had 3 options of yellow, but this one matched the best, and now I can really see how well it matches in the daylight. I did bring it out into the daylight before I made the choice, but yeah, look at it. So this is how we ended up doing it, and all of this is gone. All of this is gone, and then I still have some of this left. So this is my giant jellyfish, and I think it came out so beautiful. I saw Stacy from Stacy Makes is the person that I saw this pattern from. It's called Whimsical Jellyfish, and I forgot the designer's name, but I will link it down below. But yeah, all done, and we will continue on with the yarn bag challenge. Good morning, guys. I wanted to show you that I did finish one of the projects that's in the yarn challenge bag, and that is this little baby dragon. So this is probably the third or fourth time that I have made it. And I know I sold at least one of the others. Maybe I think I only made 2. And so this will be the third one. And I sold one, so this will be the second one in my inventory. I'll make more. These are really quick, really quick. From the tip to the tail is all no-sew, all one piece. And then so you can see the little legs on the bottom and everything. And then you make the wings and the tail pieces separate and sew them on. So you do have to sew, so it's not a no-sew pattern. But anyway, it is done. It is finished. It's been in the bag for a long time. All of this is Sweet Snuggles Light. I still have a lot of this color left, so we'll see what I'll do with that. Then I wanted to show you real quick because I showed you in video because I can't really get it all the way in the frame, but I did want you to see the underside and how cute it is. And I just cannot believe how well this Premier Pom-Pom went with this fleck. And it's like really the same colorway. You can't even tell, except that this is definitely a number 5 and this is definitely a number 6. So but yeah, I just want you to see the underside of that real quick. It's such a beautiful project. I think it's going to be perfect in a baby's room. It's kind of big, so I'm really tempted. At first I was like, I'm not going to make any more of them in the yarn. But I'm kind of tempted because then I want to try to have at least 2, possibly 4 of them available for sale, and that'll just be my shtick. It's super huge, and I just think it would be great nursery decor. So, but if I make the others, I will make sure I have enough yarn because I really did use up all that Bernat blanket. I used up all when you make this. Use up all of one ball of the Loops and Threads Fluffy Flex, and then this, so really I used it all. I got the whole top of it done, the whole bottom of it done, and then just was able to do 2 of the tentacles, and not even 2 full tentacles, to be honest. Cause one of these yellow ones, I had to break in the white. Which one is it? I had to use okay, let me show you. So I couldn't make it all the way. I ran out, and so I used some of the creamy color Bernat blanket to finish it off. Anyway, I just wanted to give you a few more details on that one. I'm getting hot, so I am leaving for work. I will see you guys in the next clip. Bye. Y'all, look, I'm wearing my wearable. If you can see, I've been wearing them lately. This is my, what is this? My Hexie carding. But of course I did it in one color. It's all cotton. It's perfect for the office. I got on the dress I have on is like sleeveless, so this is perfect. Anyway, I know it's a bad video, but I made it to work, and I might embarrass myself if somebody sees me, if somebody pulls up right next to me. But as you can see, I got my yarn bag, so we'll see I think I have an idea what I'm gonna start today with that sand colored big ball that I have that I need to finish up. I'm gonna hold off on the hippo just because I've made that pattern before, and I know there will be face shaping. I need to be sitting down at home concentrating when I'm doing the face shaping stuff, because it really does make the piece to do the face shaping. Anyway, so I just got here. It is right before 8. Now my hours are different from everybody else's. I am one of the latecomers, and I come late because I drop my kiddo off at school and then I come. But in the summertime, you know, I'm not dropping them off anywhere, and so I could get here earlier, so I have been. But yesterday I had my review and it went well. I mean, most people were coming out of the reviews angry and upset. And I think sometimes people feel the pressure, managers might feel the pressure of, I see somebody's pulling up next to me, I think. Oh, no, they kept going. Managers feel the pressure of having to say something is not good, like that you need to improve on something. And so some of the things that were said to certain people just did not ring true with most of us. And so, folks are like, oh my gosh, people were starting to get worried because they saw everybody coming out of the office upset after they had their review. So I was just like, well, I had a really nonchalant attitude about reviews for several reasons. And one, I always do my job and do it well, so I don't expect anything negative. Two, to me, it's just a routine process because I'm in a union and my raises are contract negotiated. And so really the review, I just can't wrap my head around why it's so important. I'm trying to get somebody to help me understand so I can get a better attitude. But really, I was just kind of nonchalant about the whole thing. And then I was just like, but whatever, so it's one of those 360 reviews where you evaluate yourself, then they evaluate you, and then you meet together with your manager and talk about it. And so for me, honestly, I just put meets expectations. I didn't say I was above it. I've done that in the past where I've put down all this stuff and, sort of tooted my own horn where I could toot and to show the things that I have accomplished. But in the end, in a lot of ways, it just doesn't seem to matter. You guys, if you've been with me long enough, you know how long I've been working at this job. You know how often I have tried to go above and beyond because I shared it here. You know that I tried to advance and nothing has, happened. And so for me, rather than be upset, I have honestly just settled into my position, decided to just be grateful for what I have and just look forward to retirement. But y'all know I got a 16-year-old, so I'm not retiring anytime soon. And really, anyway. So I just put meets expectations on everything and then signed it. I didn't add anything, didn't take away anything, or sent it in. I submitted it, I didn't sign it. Because you don't sign it until after you've met with someone. Anyway, excuse me. When I met with my manager, it actually went really well. Almost everything that I said that I met the expectations on, she said I went above and beyond. And so the only thing that she showed me is that she's literally looking at our clock ins and clock outs. And she showed, and this is why I'm telling this whole story, she showed me where I had been late. She showed me where I had come early and left early. So I really thought, as long as I'm doing the 8 hours, if I can get here early in the summertime, that's what I'm going to do so I can leave early. Well, I think it's just better for me to stick to my hours, even though I don't like getting off later. I would love to be one of the people that can come in really, really early, but I just can't do it because I have my kiddo and I like to get him off to school in the morning. And that way, anyway, that's that. So today I was like, well, why are you trying to get there early? So I went to McDonald's. I tried to go to Trader Joe's. Oh, my brain just, I had like a cramp or in my brain or something because I knew Trader Joe's opened up at 8, but for some reason I was thinking 7:30. I can get there at 7:30. And I got there at 7:30 and I was like, girl, they don't even open until 8. So then I went to McDonald's and got some breakfast, finished it, and now I'm talking to y'all because I got time. I mean, I'm still going to clock in today before 8:30. And, I don't have many more days, but I would have been clocking in at like 7:30. So I'm going to clock in at 8, and that'll be that. All right, I will see you guys in the next clip. Bye. All right, guys, so I'm going to show you what I made. Did I talk to you guys about what I was making? I'm not sure. But I will show you what I made. Trying to use up that Chanel Home Slim in the colorway, I think it's baby sand or sand. And if you see, I made this one thing and I used up very little of this yarn, and I'll show you that shortly. And I decided that it's really time for me to do something out of this book. This is the Mama Made Minis Knotted Lovey book, and I am attempting this little rabbit. Okay, so I'm gonna show you where I'm at right now. I'm not very far at all. So what I'm saying is what I was saying is I'm not very far at all. I've done the ears. You start with the ears, so I've done that, and now this is the head. And I think when you get beyond the head, you will no longer be single crocheting. You will be doing half double crochets for most of this. So I'm excited because that means I'm going to really be using up this yarn. And the reason why I was willing to get started and try this is because I had found another ball of this that was barely used, so I have a lot of this colorway still left over. So yeah, let's see how this goes. I will show you more progress tomorrow, and I will show you the other little project that I finished. Well, it's not finished. I finished all the pieces. I just need to sew it together. It's not that much sewing, but it's late. I'm a little tired, and it's just better for me to sew when I'm well rested. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next clip. Bye. Hey guys, so I did finish my little sausage dog, my little Dotson in a sweater. It came out so cute. I used the Sweet Snuggles Light. You know, I have a big ball of it, and I really was like, oh, I'm going to use up a lot of it. It barely used any of the yarn, and so I still have a ton left, and I did find projects to do. I used a Sweet Snuggles Light, I think it was called Dots, but it's a multicolored purple for the sweater rather than change colors, because you guys know I don't like that. Guys, please excuse the fan noise in the background, but my doggie loves to bark at the neighbors, and so she just had a whole fit because Amazon man came. So I closed the door, so I really can't turn off the fan. However, I wanted you guys to see I am at the end of that big ball. If you look at that bag, you can see where most of it was used at, except for this piece. I'm making one last project. Now I'm at the end of the ball, so I have a little bit of the white left for one more white stripe. And so I had to pull out that other ball because I did have another ball of this color, and we will use just the tiniest bit of it to finish this project. So I just wanted to show you that we officially have used up that entire big ball of Chanel Home Slim. So yeah, very, very exciting. The yarn bag challenge continues on. And I was thinking, I saw another project that I really wanted to do with the rest of the peach, but now I can't remember what it was. It'll come back to me. Okay, bye. Alright guys, so I'm going to remind you of what was in the yarn bag, and then I'm going to show you, after I show you what I have made, what is left. Okay, so hold on one second. Let's be reminded of what was in the yarn bag when we first started the yarn bag challenge. Okay, be right back. So here we go. The large Bernat blanket gone. The Chanel Home Slim gone, guys. See what's next. I'm yammering a little too much. This is a bag with several different partial balls of that squishy from Hirschner's, plus one bit of ice, but almost every bit of that is gone. Actually, I think every bit of it is gone. There might be a little bit of the brown left. Still got to work on the hippo. That is still in the bag. And yeah, that one is going to be this week's project. I don't know, for some reason I don't want to do the face shaping on it, so I just keep putting it off. So here's this bag of peach. We finished up the dragon, and we also used all the rest of it, so you guys are going to see that. You've already seen in this video. This is all done. The only thing in this bag that we didn't use is the green that I'm about to point to, so that's still in the bag. Everything else finished up completely. And then we're going to move on to what was in my granny's closet bag, which is some Sweet Snuggles. The yellow. This white is all used up. That was such a weird part. The white is all gone. The yellow is all gone. The Bernat blanket, I'll tell you what we're going to do with that. Still got this scrap. And we still have that scrap. But for the most part, I'm feeling pretty good about this. And the only other thing in here is this. The Just Chanel. Got to use that up. Otherwise, check out what we made. Okay, so I have made so much progress. So remember the giant ball of... It was almost a full ball of the Chanel Home Slim in the colorway Sand. And I have this bag full of projects that I made from that yarn. Let's talk about it. So the first thing I made, and I'm just going to, right now I don't remember the designers' names of anything. Hold on. Alright guys, let's go over what we made. I don't remember the designers' names, but when I made this particular project, I don't know why I thought that I was going to use up so much of that big ball of yarn, but it barely used any, and that's the little dots, and you guys have seen it. And all of this is Chanel Home Slim and Sweet Snuggles Light. It came out so cute. I definitely will be making more. I want to make it in blanket yarn as well as in the big blanket yarn, the really big one. I think I'm actually going to try to attempt that today if my hands are not too fatigued. So we got that going. And then we moved on, and I used, and I don't have it over here, but I used the Mama Made Minis book, and I made the Rye Rabbit Snuggler, and here it is, all done, embroidered eyes, because in the book they do have you put in safety eyes, but I mean, to me, since you're making a snuggler, you might as well put in embroidered eyes so it'll be good for a baby. So I made that. So I used what was left of the white, and it was like a creamier white, and then I pretty much used all of it to do this part, or so I thought that I had used all of it, but you'll see what I mean in a second. Then I went on to make, so I still had some of that brown from the ice yarn, and I said I was gonna save it for jelly cat feet, and I did. I found this jelly cat. This is a free pattern on Instagram. It's a peanut, and it turned out so cute. I definitely want to make more. If any of you guys live somewhere where there's a peanut festival, this is a great free pattern. Love it. The patterns will be in my PDF, in my Google Doc. I will link everything there, but it's so cute. I still had some of that ball left. So I showed you earlier, I started making what I thought was going to be one of those mini cats that I made before that I said it looks like you're making a bee until you do all the details. But this is going to, we're going to call this one a lion cub loaf, a loaf lion cub, I guess, a mini loaf lion cub, because I did the pattern exactly the way they said do it. But the ears just did not look like cat ears. They did not look like cat ears, and so I did an adjustment, and then it started looking like a bear cub or a lion cub. And so instead of doing the straight up tail like you did for the pattern, I just made a curly cute tail, because the lion tails are fairly long and they, you know, can move them around. So I did that. So this is a bear cub. So anyway, that's everything, and I completely used up. This was the last. So the striping is the last of the of the creamy white Chanel Home Slim or Sweet Snuggles Light. That was the last bit of it, or so I thought. So then I still had some of that peachy Sweet Snuggles Light that I made the dragon from. I barely used any of that, so I still had a full ball of that. So I decided to make this pattern, and I do remember the designer is from Toy Story Patterns AU, and so I pulled out this pattern that they have for a dachshund, and so I started making it. So with that pattern, you make the ears, you make the feet, you make the tail ahead of time, and then you start with the muzzle all the way back to the head, and you do everything else in one piece, and you go ahead and crochet everything in. So I only got so far before I realized on this head that I was quickly running out of this peachy color. So now what we have is the dog. We do have the dachshund all done, but it is absolutely a patchwork, scrappy. I used all the rest of the yellow. There was still a little bit of, I found this little seed pearl, like a small ball of that, went ahead and used that, and then I striped in some white, continued to use the yellow, knew that the yellow was going to run out, and then in the process of looking for more peach, I found a ball of white Sweet Snuggles Light. So I had more of the white, didn't even realize it, but I found this ball, and that is how I finished off this little dachshund, this little sausage dog, all done, all set. So cute. Hope you guys like it. So that is all of my projects for this video. So what do I have left at this point in the bag? There's all these other things in here, but for sure, from the beginning challenge, what I have left, the hippo needs to be finished. I still have the hippo. That was in the original bag. And then I still have, in this bag, I still have a few things. Now, all of this was not in the original bag, so this don't count. I'm going to tell you what does count, though, in this bag. So, this little Sweet Snuggles Light was a part, Chanel Home Slim was a part of it. Still have that. This was part of it. I was going to use this on the, we were going to use this on the jellyfish, but we found another solution, so I still have this. And this right here is Bernat Blanket. It's a tie-dye one, and in the process of looking for the peach colored Sweet Snuggles Light, I found a blanket that I have been making with blanket yarn and some tie-dye. So I'm just going to add this to that bag so I can finish that blanket. It's a mile a minute style blanket, and I'm going to work on that. I'll show you guys that in another video, but that's still in there. And then this tiniest bit of red is still in there, which I'm keeping this because this could be like the little, for the chicken, you know, the red part. So I'm not throwing that out. And then the only other thing, this is how much white I have left, but actually there is another ball of the white. So there was another ball, but this is the only thing left from the original ball of white. And then we have these two of the Just Chanel from the Dollar Tree that I need to do something with. So everything else in here was add-ons and add-ins, and it'll be a part of another challenge. But these are still the things that I need to do to really, truly clear out what was in the bag. So that is it. That is all for the video, I think. I did find some other scraps that I'll be using, but they'll be a part of another challenge. I won't put them in the part of this challenge. I'm trying to see if I can find the last bit of, I can't find it though, the last bit of white that I had. Oh, you know what I did? Let me show you. I found I have found that ball of white. I use it to finish out the, I'm going to call this my orange and lemon sherbet sausage dog. So in the process of looking for that, I did find a bigger ball of white, and this is still how much that is left. I put it in here with the hippo because it goes with it, and I could use it on that, so I put it in there. So I mean, technically it's still in the bag because this is still in the bag. And yeah, so this was a very successful, it's not complete because I still got to do the hippo. So that'll be in the next video when you see me fully complete the challenge. But it's really cool to set myself this kind of a challenge. I usually end up getting a lot done out of everything I made. This is probably one of my favorites, but I really enjoy all of them. I mean, how could you not love the little dots? And so cute. I'm going to make another one in the larger yarn, so you guys will see that. But now these projects will go in my bag. My market is on August the 23rd. I'm trying to think about it too much because I get a little nervous when I start thinking about getting there, setting up, and all of that. However, I gotta finish my paying for it. I got until the 26th to pay for it, so I haven't paid for it yet, but I will be. But I have I had to break out a new storage bag so I can fill it up. My hope is that I will have 50 additional items to everything that I already currently have. And hopefully that will give me a very full table. Okay, so I'm going to put these in that bag, and then I'm going to continue crocheting. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a great journey this week on trying to complete. Why is this so cute? This is such a straightforward, easy pattern as well. So cute. This one too, though. I just love them all. Anyway. What does this look like? Will it pass for a lion cub? That's what it's gonna be, y'all. Anyway, thanks for joining me on this journey. I will continue on, and I will see you guys in the next video. Please like, subscribe, share. Please go over to my Etsy shop. Follow me over there. I will have a pinned comment from my Etsy shop. I need to take pictures of the, they're all sitting up here, I think. All of the plushie pins that I have made and have not put up there. I need to do that ASAP. Maybe that'll be something that'll happen today. But anyway, I really appreciate you guys. I have had like a couple of I only have one pattern in my Etsy shop, and I have had 2 sales in the last week and a half, so that's really cool. Anyway, that's it. That's all. I will see you guys in the next video. Until we meet again, keep it crafty. Bye, gang.